Why are we cooking our food and getting our protein from real whole food, from meat, instead of supplementing protein powder to reach my goal of protein for the day, right? Well, in simple, your body can utilize the protein. It can absorb, it can take up and utilize, meaning the protein is more bioavailable, that from meat than it can from, say, a protein powder or a protein bar or a protein muffin. Not to mention, this food has a lot of other nutrients that are involved in a myriad of physiological functions throughout the body, not just muscle growth, not just burning fat, but a lot of things, right? And so they're all combined in food as nature intended, and that's for sure. And that's why I'm adding eggs instead of adding protein powder, all right? But here is another reason that you should take into account before hopping on the protein powder train. And that is, a recent review found that protein powders, about 50%, half of protein powders on the market had toxic metals in them, toxic heavy metals, namely lead and cadmium. Interestingly, they found plant-based protein powders to have 3 times the amount of lead on average compared to whey protein powders. Wow. Very, very interestingly, they found organic, which we all think is great, protein powders, to have 3 times the amount of lead, 2 times the amount of cadmium as inorganic powders. So I should get inorganic protein powder? I should get organic something, inorganic. Here's the point, right? Without having to worry about all these things that are in these processed foods, that are in things that you might think are healthy for you, like a protein powder, like a protein bar, like a protein muffin, just know that if it's man-made, we can run into problems, right? We're not perfect, and especially when it comes to manufacturing. And they're not tested for a lot of these different types of heavy metals when they make a product, right? And they even say on the label, this has not been FDA tested for purity or this and that, blah, 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 even if it's third-party tested, right? So me personally, with SuperU, I look at the data sheet. I look at exactly what went into the powder. This way I know that at least SuperU doesn't have anything like that. But that doesn't hold true for 99% of products out there. And the way to be safe is to have whole food from nature. Get your protein from food over supplements. So how do we avoid heavy metals in general? And why do we really care? Well, heavy metals could cause, more mild things like headaches or nausea or vomiting or fatigue, but they can also cause organ damage, the accumulation of them over time, and even death, right? So we would definitely love to avoid them the best that we can. How do we do that? Well, eat naturally, live healthy, right? But filter your water, for the most part, right? We would like to do that. But you can do a few specific things. Avoid inorganic foods in general, and even organic, again, if it's something that is man-made, it could be an issue. So just really whole food there is what I kind of say. This is what the literature says too. Large fish, okay? Large fish could have a little bit more. At least have them in moderation. Alcohol and brown rice could have high levels of arsenic. At least go, organic if you're going to do it. Quinoa is a much better alternative, right, to replace that with. Interestingly, people that have lower levels of vitamin C and B vitamins have a poorer tolerance for heavy metals. So they're more likely to accumulate heavy metals in the body and suffer heavy metal toxicity. So that's something to pay attention to. Maybe get checked, see how much of those you have, right? I get them from good whole food from nature. We know that vitamin C is high in kiwi, red bell pepper, guava, papaya, really citrus fruits like lemons have a lot, berries, 7 strawberries has as much vitamin C as an orange, of course orange, right? So all things of that nature. When it comes to B vitamins, meat and fish and eggs and nuts and seeds and leafy greens, all that kind of stuff is rich in B vitamins. It's really kind of hard not to get them if you have a healthy diet for the most part, right? So what are some things that we can more specifically take to help us remove heavy metals from the body, to help us have a lower risk of suffering heavy metal toxicity? A few would be, blueberries, probiotics are on that list, lemon water would be on that list, garlic, spirulina, just to name a few. But the gist of this is, don't go diving into protein powder, don't go diving into protein bars, protein muffins, or anything aside from protein, processed stuff that is man-made. Go to whole food from nature. And you guys look, we practice what we preach. We're cooking it on low, and it's about ready to go. So you can see the proof in the pudding here. This is the low flame. All right, check that flame. All right, we use avocado oil. All right, so you know Win Wellness ain't full of bullshit. Practice what we preach, and our eggs we're putting in for the extra protein are pasture raised. So that's what we got for you guys. Hope you got something out of it, and I hope you're having a great night. Who do we got out here? Say what's up to the people. Gonna rock and roll. BK Ham, Gerard, Andre. Hey guys, doing Disinobos, Nicole, Eric, the Epic, Dave. What's up, Beast and Knees? Dave Astor, how you doing? Young stud. Malcolm, what's up, dude? Miss you, man. And Gorilla, Beast, Muscle. Love the name. That's for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you very much. Happy Win Wellness. See you.